Have you ever felt like you're a stranger to yourself? Like you've looked in the mirror after a profound loss and simply didn't recognize the person staring back? We often talk about grieving the person we lost, but what about grieving the person we were? Grief isn't just an emotion. It's a profound, identity-shaking force that can fundamentally alter our very sense of self. Today, we are going to journey into this often unseen process of rebuilding your identity when grief reshapes who you are. Imagine your life is a story. You're the main character, and your identity is built on the people, roles, and routines that fill its pages. You might be a partner, a parent, a child, a best friend. These aren't just labels. They're integral parts of who you believe you are. Now imagine a key character is suddenly ripped from that story. The narrative doesn't just lose a character. The entire plot changes. The main character you is left standing in a new, unfamiliar chapter, forced to figure out who they are now. This is the invisible scar of grief. It's the profound internal earthquake that shakes your very foundation. It's not just about sadness. It's about disorientation. The world stopped, and in that silence, a part of you vanished too. This isn't just about loss. It's about the arduous yet ultimately empowering task of forging a new self in its wake. One of the most jarring shifts happens when a we suddenly becomes a me. If you've lost a partner, the shared identity you built together, your inside jokes, your future plans, your daily routines is gone. You are no longer part of a unit. If you've lost a parent, your identity as their child, no matter your age, is fundamentally altered. That anchor, that point of origin, is no longer there in the same way. The same is true for losing a child, where the role of parent to that specific soul is transformed into something new and painful. This transition is deeply disorienting. The roles that once defined your days and your purpose are now vacant. You might find yourself asking, who am I if I'm not their spouse? Or what do I do now that I'm not caring for them? This isn't just a philosophical question. It's a practical, everyday struggle. The future you had mapped out is gone, and you're left holding a blank map. This search for new roles, for a new way to be in the world, is a central part of the grief journey. It is about reconciling the person you were, the person who existed within that relationship, with the grieving person you are now, standing alone. It's a painful process of letting go, not just of a person, but of a version of yourself. Then there's the mirror of memory. Our memories of the person we lost can be a source of immense comfort, but they can also be a painful reminder of the identity we've lost. You might look back at old photos and see a smiling, carefree version of yourself that feels like a different person entirely. These memories can create a conflict. Part of you wants to hold on to that past self, to stay connected to who you were when they were alive, but another part knows that you can't go back. This is where personal values and priorities often undergo a dramatic shift. Things that once seemed incredibly important, a career goal, social status, material possessions, might suddenly feel meaningless. Grief has a way of stripping away the non-essential and forcing you to confront what truly matters. This can lead to difficult decisions. You might realize that the dreams you once shared with your loved one no longer resonate with the person you are becoming. Maybe you want to quit your job, move to a new city, or pursue a passion you'd long forgotten. These aren't just whims. They are the first signs of a new identity trying to emerge from the rubble. It's the process of separating your own path from the one you walked together, a heartbreaking but necessary step in finding your way forward. So, how do you even begin to rebuild? How do you reconstruct the blueprint of your identity when the original plans are gone? The most important thing to remember is that there is no right way or timeline. This journey is not linear. There will be days you feel like you're making progress and days you feel like you're right back at the beginning. The key is self-compassion. You have to give yourself permission to be messy, to be confused, to not have the answers. Be as kind to yourself as you would be to a friend going through the same thing. One of the most practical ways to start is by taking small, actionable steps. This isn't about making grand, life-altering changes overnight. It's about slowly reintroducing yourself to yourself. Try a new hobby you've always been curious about, something that has no connection to your past identity. Join a class, a book club, or a walking group. These small acts create new experiences and new connections, planting the seeds for a new sense of self. Reconnect with parts of you that may have been dormant. What did you love to do before this relationship or role became a central part of your life? Was it painting, hiking, playing an instrument? Gently exploring these old passions can feel like rediscovering a long-lost friend within yourself. It's about creating moments of you that are separate from your grief, slowly building a new foundation, one small intentional brick at a time. As you navigate this difficult terrain, it's crucial to understand that a transformed identity isn't the lesser one. It is easy to feel like the person you are now is a broken version of who you once were, but that's not the truth. The person who emerges from profound grief is often a deeper, more resilient, and more compassionate self. You have walked through fire, and that changes you. You see the world with new eyes. You have a greater capacity for empathy, a deeper appreciation for the present moment, and a clearer understanding of what truly matters. You haven't replaced the person you lost, and you haven't replaced the old you. Instead, you have integrated the experience of loss into who you are. The love you have for the person who is gone becomes a part of your new identity, shaping your values and your purpose. This is the paradoxical gift of grief. In the midst of unbearable pain, there is potential for profound growth. Your story isn't over. A new, more meaningful chapter is just beginning. Your new identity doesn't erase what came before. It honors it by carrying the love forward into a future filled with new purpose. If you are struggling with grief and feel like you've lost your sense of self, please know that you are not alone. There are resources that can help. Organizations like the Doogie Center and Grief.com offer support and guidance. Reaching out to a therapist or a grief support group can provide a safe space to explore these feelings and connect with others who understand. Remember, it is a sign of strength to seek help. This journey of rebuilding is long and challenging, but it is not one you have to walk by yourself. Your story is still being written, and there is hope and healing ahead. Thank you for joining me on this exploration today. Grief and identity is a topic that touches so many of us, yet we rarely talk about it. If this video resonated with you, I would be honored if you would share your own reflections or experiences in the comments below. Creating a community where we can support each other is so important. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more content. Thank you for watching.